Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for dropping by today. It is Tuesday the 13th of April and as promised I've just come up here to give you a very quick update of how the Empire site looks today. As we saw in yesterday's video, the building is all the way down, just apart from that last little bit of wall which they're going to be taking down very slowly by hand or with a few handheld hammers. And now it's the clear up, and from the looks of things, wow, they've really cracked on with this clear up. You can see these high piles of brick right at the front of the site, but looking behind them, a lot of it looks to have already gone. You can see another full skip leaving there. That looks like it's full of rubble and hardcore and stuff. But yeah, it looks like they're absolutely getting rid of everything really quickly. And I do know, like, all the main stuff has finished and there's nothing massive or massively dramatic or whatever happening now. But like I said yesterday, I did promise that I would stick around on this site until everything has gone and it's finished and it's flat. And I will be around to film any new builds. So all that side is all flat and clear. There is another skip there that is being filled. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on how high these piles are, so I'll have a good comparison every day. So if you look at the front, it's like one long mountainous pile at the front. It's bigger at this side. If you look at those little coloured poles, there's a red one, a green one, a pale blue one, another red one. That bit there is where the highest bit is, and if I zoom in there, that's the perspective in relation to the house behind it. And if I move across, that's the perspective what I'm seeing now with the camera. So if I do that every day, we'll get to see how much of these houses behind we can see, and that will give us a good indication of how fast this wood is going down. And if we count these here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and between 4 and 5, that's when the big pile tapers off. Really at number 4, when at that red one there, that's when the pile is starting to taper off. So if we use those good posts and use the houses behind, we'll be able to keep an eye on how it's going, how the clear up's going. Because this is still a big part of the job. Like when you've got demolitions, the clear up is massive. Same as when you've got new builds, the preparation is massive. And I don't know everything that goes into it from a technical point of view, obviously. I just know it's a lot of work because I've watched quite a lot of these. And yeah, like the tram tracks on Talbot Road, when I filmed that, digging the old ones up took absolutely ages. They had to like jackhammer all the tarmac up, put the tarmac in all massive big piles, then they got the next part of the road surface up. I'm not sure what you call that, like whatever was underneath the original layer of the tarmac, and then once they started to reveal all the old tram tracks, taking them out was an absolutely massive job. Took ages, and after they'd got all them out they had to level all the floor off, or I should say the road surface off, and layer it all off, and then they put all kinds of stuff down to make it completely straight and strong, because it's got to support the new tram tracks and the new road surface. Then they put all that rebar in, and then they filled it all up with concrete. It was actually great to watch. I'm not sure how many of you would have watched that series, but yeah, there is no commentary on it, because unfortunately back then when I first started doing my channel I was really super shy, so I never added commentary. I just sort of filmed in silence, but you do have all the building sounds and you can see all the work that's going on, so yeah, I think it's still worth watching. And then North Station, similarly, that was a massive job, because they basically just ripped out all the old train tracks and they pulled out all the old platforms, and I've got bits of video of North Station where it just looked like a big thick chunk of mud. And filming that one and watching that one at North Station, they did a lot of work through the worst parts of the winter, and they were working in freezing conditions sometimes, because there was hail and there was snow and there was rain and it was freezing cold, and some days it never seemed to get properly light even, it just always seemed to have that grey darkness. And there were days when it was super foggy. And let's take a look at that last back wall. Yeah, that's going to be the one that takes the longest time to pull down, because that's going to have to come down literally brick by brick. I doubt they'll be able to take a huge machine to that. I don't know, maybe a smaller like nipper gripper thing where they can just pull it off, but it's still going to have to be done delicately. So yeah, so when we're filming this, I'm going to try and keep an eye on where that rubble is. And what I should have took notice on, when I was saying before, oh well, let's look at that post, let's look at that house behind, I should have really paid more attention to where I was standing. Let's get to the same angle. We had a little corner of that, so I was standing around here. And for those of you that are wondering, I'm across the road and there's a grid there, so right opposite where that grid is on Haweside Lane, just across the road. So that's where I'm going to be standing. If I think of that grid and I'm stood just to the right of that, that will be my indicator for how that height of that rubble pile is diminishing. So we'll be able to keep a really good eye on how it seems. Well, bang. I am going to go now. I am just going to be filming one of these a day, as I said yesterday, because really all I need to do is come down to show you what the state of it is today. We don't really need to watch, that's super noisy. We don't really need to watch this bit for like hours and hours, because all the main demolition is done now. And yeah, I am going to head on out again. I'm going to go maybe just mosey up to the prom, take a bit of video on the prom, because you guys seem to enjoy my last video when I filmed on the promenade and the Golden Mile, so we'll do a bit more filming there. It is another lovely day today, and it's kind of afternoon now. It's around, I think, 2:30, 3:15 in the afternoon. I'm not sure of the exact time. Tomorrow's video will have to be a lot earlier, because as I've already mentioned, I am back at work tomorrow, everybody. Actually back at work. So happy to be going back. It's like I've really missed it. So if I'm back at work tomorrow, that means I'll have to come out earlier to get my filming done, otherwise I will have nothing to put on video for you folks. So yeah, I am going to close this little video now because you've seen your Empire update. So once again, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please just hit the like button, maybe even subscribe too. I'm getting closer and closer to my target of 5,000 subscribers. Less than 150 to go now, so yeah, come on. And yeah, I will see you all very soon in the next video. Goodbye.